Now that's how you play in your home opener to commence your 25th regular season in franchise history. I feel like a kid again, Johnny, watching all of these famous Preds alumni in the house. We have Dan Kesmer, J.P. Dumont, Stu Gibson, Hal Gill, and Chris Mason. You do know that us Preds fans get to see Hal Gill and Chris Mason at every game during the season, as long as Bally Sports is broadcasting it, right? Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the Seattle Kraken by a final score of 3-0 Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena, on the back of a 23-save shutout by UC Saros. The Preds ultimately, in the end, didn't face that great of a threat. Only 2 games into the season. It is only 2 games. I'm not going to get too excited or too scared, much like I said about Tuesday's game against Tampa. But under different name brands with Bridgestone Arena and previously Gaylord Entertainment Center, Sommet Center, and Nashville Arena, this is only the second time in franchise history that the Preds played their first home game in a season where they record a shutout. Welcome to the 25th regular season in Preds franchise history. Yes, only the 5th season of Preds fan reaction videos, where I recap, win or lose, every single Preds regular season game and hopefully playoffs if they advance that far by the end of the season. If you forgot in this very short time, this is actually the second time in Seattle's 3 seasons that the Kraken helped the Preds open their regular season of home games. The previous time being Seattle's first year, where Seattle got their first ever franchise regular season win. Preds with some minor tweaks, if you can call them that, to the roster coming into this game after Tuesday's disappointing effort in Tampa, where Luke Shen is scratched and Dante Fabro comes in. And boy, did they need that, so it'll be interesting moving forward, but we'll get to that. Preds with a lot more jump in this first period. Remember, they only had 2 shots on goal in the first period on Tuesday. They ended up recording 15 shots on goal on Philip Grubauer, and they allowed Seattle to get 12 on UC Saros. And even though the Preds weren't able to score, most importantly in that situation, they didn't allow Seattle to get anything past Saros. And with that 15-12 lead in shots after 1, we're still scoreless. Preds keep up their aggressiveness that they showed in the first period in the second period. What I forgot to mention was the Preds drew a penalty at the end of the first period, and early in the second they draw another penalty, a full 131 of 5-on-3, and though they had good zone time and good shots on Philip Grubauer, they're not able to score, but they did generate momentum that would carry on further into the second period. Preds keeping up their momentum later on, and about halfway through the second period, you've got Cody Glass in the penalty box for slashing Oliver Borkstrad, but no matter, down a man, the Preds would finally strike. Seattle on the power play in the Preds zone, but would you believe it if you didn't see it for yourself? Cole Smith, everyone's favorite punching bag of the Preds forward unit, is able to intercept the pass, and he chips it out, just looking to kill off the clock. But guess who's racing for a puck that Cole Smith chips out? It's Colton Sissons racing in, and he's able to backhand chip it past Philip Grubauer to give the Preds a 1-0 lead. Preds slowly advancing their lead and chances, and the shot total begins to increase between these two teams. And though the Preds can't increase their score by the second intermission, they do have a decent lead in shots, 13-4 in that second period. The momentum slowly growing in their favor as we reach the second intermission. If the Preds can just get an insurance goal here, they should be okay. Preds come out for the third period, hopefully with the mentality to put this game away, because they know Seattle is going to be desperate, because they lost their first game of the season to Vegas on Tuesday, so they're not going to want to give up that easily. 4.5 plus into the third period. Seattle would go to the power play as Sissons gets called for high sticking. And on that penalty kill, a man who is earning his A that he got at the start of the season, Ryan McDonough has not one, not two, but 3 blocks on that penalty kill, and the Preds are able to kill it off and maintain their 1-0 lead. Period continues. Preds keep the pressure up. Overall for the third period, it was only 7 shots apiece, but the Preds, as you can see, didn't let Seattle take control of the game, and eventually about halfway through the third period, on a delayed penalty, Preds with a sustained possession in the Kraken zone, Kraken unable to get the puck and get a whistle. It's been a while since I can remember the fact that the Preds had sustained pressure with what is about to happen on the delayed call, and eventually the puck comes to Gustav Nyquist on the far board to Grubauer's left, and Nyquist can see Ryan O'Reilly on the back door, and he throws it in his direction, but guess what? Instead, it deflects in front. You think it might be Philip Forsberg, but no, it's off of Seattle's own player, Dumoulin, past Grubauer, and the Preds have extended their lead to 2-0. Kraken don't go away quietly. They try as they might to try and get something to chip into the Preds lead and maybe get back into this game. They pull Grubauer with 2:40 left to go in regulation, but finally the exclamation point comes with just about 1:40 left to go in regulation from his own defensive zone. No, he doesn't ice it. He ices the game. Juuso Parssinen, with his second of the season, second in as many games, into the yawning cage across the ice in the Seattle zone, puts this game away, and the Preds ultimately win 3-0. Juuse Saros, who had to wait nearly half the season last year to record the team's first shutout of the season, does it in only the second game of the season for the Preds this year and their first home game. Now that's how you bounce back from the disappointment that was opening the season on Tuesday night in Tampa. You come back home and you get the W. Now, as I said on Tuesday, you don't get too disappointed with just one loss, and you don't get overly confident with one win. But this team learned from mistakes that were made on Tuesday, and they showed it tonight. Well-deserved 2 points in this game. The better team ended up with the W. Now what you have to do is show that you have remembered what you gained and got better at tonight, and take that when you go back on the road, because guess where the Preds are going to be Saturday night? They're going for a quick 1-game road trip up to Boston. Well, I guess it's good that after game 3 of the season, the Preds don't have to go back to TD Garden once again this regular season, unless they meet them in the playoffs. Now, this is a differently looking Bruins team than we're used to, but we'll get into that when I recap Saturday's game against the Bruins on Saturday. But the one thing I ask of you, Preds fans, I've already looked at the TV schedule because I'm a subscriber to NHL Center Ice, and there's just one channel compared to tonight when there was 2 for Seattle Kraken's feed and the Preds feed. So there's only one channel on Saturday. Pray for me I don't get stuck with Jack Edwards. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. Now, 2 games into the season, if this is a preview of what this team is going to be like, win or lose, I like this coaching system. I like this game plan. Give me more of this in the last 80 games of the season.